What's up, music fans of the internet? I am Kevin.
I'm Derek.
And we are last week's album here with another album review this week. And before we kick things off, we'll start like we always do, drinking a beer.
Cheers, Kevin. Cheers, everyone at home.
Cheers, Derek, and everyone at home. All right, let's get right to it. This week we're talking about an album called ZABA? ZABA?
Oh, ZABA?
Zabba Dabba Ding Dong. We're not sure how to pronounce it, but it's spelled ZABA, and it's by a band called Glass Animals. A little bit of background on the band for you. They are a British quartet. Dave Bailey, singer-songwriter, Joe Seward on drums, Edmund Irwin, singer on bass and keyboards, and Drew McFarlane on keyboards and guitars. They're already signed to super producer Paul Epworth's new label called Wolftone. He's produced for this little girl named Adele, this other guy you might have heard of named Bruno Mars, Foster the People, Florence and the Machine, etc. And this summer they actually opened up for St. Vincent on her entire European tour. So a little bit of street cred going on, and that's your background. Let's get into sounds like. Derek, what do you think it sounds like?
Kevin, I think ZABA sounds like a mix of vocals a la Jim James, musical backing of Last Straw era Snow Patrol, and lyrics courtesy of The Cure.
I can see all those references. Since you're going with ZABA, I'm going to go with ZABA, just to change it up. I think ZABA sounds like Alt J, Dana Bowie, Radiohead, and Missy Elliot all going on a midnight swim on planet Mars. Something weird and spacey and R&B-y like that. So that brings us to key tracks. Derek, what do you have?
Kevin, I have Flip and Pools, which Pools, I'm kind of wondering where they're going on Midnight Swim on Mars. You're going to have to enlighten me on that.
Well done. Are they flipping into the pool on Mars?
I can only hope so, because from what there's a lesser gravity there.
Touche, sir. My key tracks are called Black Mambo and Gooey. Think Black Mambo, or is Flip first?
Flip is the opening track, so I'll kick us off. This one kind of opens slow with kind of a disjointed synth drum riff, some ambient whirs, and backing vocal ooze, as this one kind of picks up momentum. Lyrically, it kind of discusses this overwhelming rage to burst back into the local pub and take out some revenge, and this is kind of mirrored musically throughout the song. As it moves into choruses, the vocals are joined by turn into group vocals, and then towards the end it just really builds into this chaotic, regimented blur of group vocals, whirs, and crashes, which just really mirrors the theme there, and I thought really made for a solid opening track.
Sure. I, however, am going with Black Mambo for my first key track. It has these kicking drums, staccato guitar strums, these fun off-kilter xylophone flourishes, ghostly backing vocals. Later in the song, we get these creepy piano crescendos, some cooing backing vocals, as Derek mentioned, and then this surfy blues guitar pretty late in the track. And it ends with this spell of silence followed by forest sounds. I'm not sure what the storyline here is. It could be a serial killer seducing his victim. It could be a John about to bed a hooker. I'm not sure. I don't think we're supposed to know. But overall, it's this grooving, sultry, sexy song, and that's why I dug it. Derek, what was your next key track?
My next key track, which I actually think follows the forest sounds you just mentioned, is Pools. And I think this one is the not summer jam of 2014, or at least not likely, despite its overall really catchy sound. There's some Caribbean-style drum beats, a playful key hook, and these really pick up as the song moves along. The verses are kind of characterized by kind of more staccato-type vocal melody, which blossoms along with brighter keys and other synth lines in the chorus into more elongated or more legato type phrasing, just kind of contrast there. And all these really kind of cool sounds are contrasted against the lyrics, which kind of seem to me discuss like the complete opposite love. For example, he says, "I smile because I won't do. I am your bore." So just kind of some different things going on there. But overall, really cool sounds. And, unfortunately, the darker lyrics will more than likely not have this played at a pool party near you this summer.
Probably not, but still a good track nonetheless. My next one is called Gooey, and I think it was the lead single off the album. It opens with this sort of echoing underwater keyboard and some soft static, some cooey falsetto vocals. Picks up with hand snapping and hand clapping, I think. We get this tribal percussion, some ringing organ synths, splashes of digital effects, whirring synths and vocals throughout. I don't know if it's an affected horn or a voice or even maybe a harmonica, but there's this awesome little effect they do at the bridge. And again, I don't know the story. He could be in a strip club. He could be just really drunk or stoned. I don't know. The lyrics don't really tell us that. They leave it kind of open to interpretation, but the whole song just feels like it's titled just gooey and wet and oozy and great because of it. So those are our key tracks, which brings us to best lyrics. Derek, what are you going with?
Kevin, I'm really glad you used the term ooze or some derivation thereon, because my best lyric actually has that term as well. This one comes from Pools. Drinks are stale, fell through the beat, wrapped in life and ultra green. Ooze teamed with tiny feet, a world of tied-up memories. Just some of this very vivid imagery, but at the same time very vague in, kind of specific context or meaning, which I thought they really did overall well. It makes you ask those questions, that you kept alluding to earlier, which I think is a strong point overall.
Yeah, vivid and vague is a very good descriptor for this entire album, actually. Good job there, Derek. My best lyric is from Gooey, also my key track, Gooey, and it's the chorus, and we're going to try and figure out what this means, but it goes, "Ride my little Pooh Bear, want to take a chance, want to sip the smooth air, kick it in the sand. I'll say I told you so, but you just going to cry. You just want to know those peanut butter vibes." Decipher that for yourself how you will. I will decipher it in my way, which I haven't figured out yet, but I'm getting closer with every listen. Derek, overall rating. What are you going to give this one? ZABA, I'm calling it.
I'm giving this a 4 out of 5. Actually, that I dig your best lyric. That one was sticking with me earlier. I was like, what in the hell is that peanut butter vibe? Like, I cannot even figure out that one piece. Like, are we looking at it just from Pooh Bear's for a second? I thought that dude was into honey. I don't know. 4 out of 5. Before I digress further from where I was going, vivid and vague. I really dug that idea. I really thought they did that well. I thought the sound was pretty fresh. Although we kind of alluded to a lot of kind of well-known bands, I thought they really kind of brought together their sound together in kind of a unique way, which was really leveraged by kind of these really interesting lyrics and stories that are alongside the tune. So really digging it. 4 out of 5.
All right, Derek. This week we're agreeing. I'm also going to give this a 4 out of 5. I thought they mix these warm, natural sounds, almost like found sounds, really well with these cold, like highly constructed digital sounds. You get two polar opposites there, and they blend them together really, really well. They also craft these really simple, kind of understated hooks all over different tracks. You can almost think of one in every single song, which is really nice. They definitely, as you said, Derek, have this unique sound. It's very interesting and intriguing. You want to know more about what these guys are and what they're saying and what these sounds mean. But ultimately, they leave it up to you. It's very cohesive in sound, but it's very abstract. It's not very linear. I would say. Sometimes I thought the lyrics helped the songs. Sometimes I thought they were a little too abstract and felt a little bit like filler, just trying to be weird. But I'm kind of okay with that. I enjoyed the weirdness of this. Overall, an amazing album, especially for a debut. And it really gets more interesting with each listen as you dig back those sonic layers that they have meticulously built together. So there you have it. Derek's giving it a 4. I'm giving it a 4. That means together we're giving it an 8, because we're great at math. And you should probably check this one out. There you have it, guys. Another album review from last week's album. I'm going to call it ZABA. Derek's calling it ZABA, but it's by a band called Glass Animals, so you can probably find it yourself. ZABA, there you have it. As always, I am Kevin.
I'm Derek.
And we will see you next week, guys. Cheers.